some more.
There's some Pokemon out there people love. There's some Pokemon out there people hate. There's some Pokemon out there some people just don't care for. And that's the 10 Pokemon in this video that I'm going to be talking about today. Granted, I don't hate these except for maybe two. But that's okay. If there's some Pokemon in here, in this list, that you like that I don't, it's okay. I don't hate these things. I just don't care for them. Without further ado, here's the top 10 Pokemon everyone loves that I really don't care for. Coming in at number 10, we have Alakazam. Now, granted, most of these Pokemon on this list are mostly also going to be Pokemon I've never really used on a team yet before. And everybody who's played through the first generation of Kanto most likely eventually caught Abra, had the patience to evolve it into Kadabra, and evolve it into Alakazam by trading. And normally I really don't like the idea of trading your Pokemon, because that was just a member on your team. Now granted, in order to evolve Haunter, you have to trade it into Gengar. I get that. But notice my channel isn't Gengar to Gengar. So, yeah. Anyway, we're talking about Alakazam here. Very powerful psychic type, amazing IQ of 5,000 if I'm being correct. Backstory is very interesting, though I find it's very weird how a child cat evolves into a what the heck is that, evolves into this. Also, the evolution involves spoons, and its Mega Evolution, it basically becomes the god of silverware. Confusion. And I'm not just talking about the psychic type move. Like, it's a good psychic type, I imagine, but there's just a lot of people who are like, oh, Alakazam's like the best psychic type. And I'm like, not really. Also, I find the gimmick Abracadabra Alakazam, I found that kind of humorous when I was a kid, but it's whatever. Moving on to number 9. Coming in at number 9, we have Octoliry. I don't get this Pokemon at all. I really don't. I love water types. They're really cool and stuff. I just don't understand why Remoraid, a kite fish, evolves into an octopus. That is biologically incorrect. Like, by all standards. How would you have a fish evolve into an octopus? But that is beside the point. This thing is actually very useful. It can withhold a lot of special attacks. It is pretty damn good, actually, and I see this thing on a lot of people's team. Again, I just haven't really used one because Remoraid, it's not that great a Pokemon. Octoliry? That's pretty good. That's like having a Noibat and then going, it sucks, but you know, deep down inside, it will become a Noivern. Granted, that takes forever to evolve, but we're talking about an octopus, not a freaking dragon here. Now, Octoliry is pretty damn cool. I mean, its stats aren't that bad. I don't know. I guess until the day I actually own one on my team, I won't understand the overhype about it. Moving on to number 8. Coming in at number 8, we have Bisher. Okay, this Pokemon I actually have used before on my team. And I won some and lose some. It's not a bad Pokemon, but it just looks weird. Like, I see it in-game, with friends, in real life, in tournaments, more specifically, and in the show, but I don't really see the whole like for this thing. Like, the whole hype over, oh, Bisharp's so cool. Meh. Looks weird. That's really all I have to say for Bisharp. Moving on to number 7. Coming in at number 7, we have Rayquaza. Now, this Pokemon's not bad. It's very good, and its Mega's basically broken. But its Mega also looks a little over-designed to me. I mean, it looks kind of cool, but it also looks like Shenron and Dojo from Shaolin Showdown. I don't know. I mean, a lot of people who are Gen 3 fans are like, oh, Rayquaza's the best. Though, to be honest, I'm kind of more of a Deoxys fan. I mean, it's from space. It looks dope, and it has like 4 forms, not a Mega. And it's so cool. I mean, yeah. And then you got this thing, which just, I don't know, it just looks like a green bean and a dragon just went to a bar and had a Pokemon. Also, it's 4 times weak to ice, so meh. Moving on to number 5. But before we get to number 5, we're gonna get to number 6. I'm sorry, I had a long day today. Going at number 6, we have Sylveon. No. Pitchforks, torches down. Like I said, I don't hate this thing. I do not hate this thing. It's actually kind of a beast. It's a tank. I don't hate any of the evolutions, as a matter of fact. I'm not too fond of fairy types. I don't hate fairy types, I'm not too fond of them. There's a lot of fairy types I actually enjoy. Mimikyu, Xerneas, Granbull, bunch of others. This one included. It's kind of a tank with not a lot of moves going for it, but a lot of people love this thing, like it's their bae. Kind of like Umbreon's mine. But it's just very pink. And while I am gay, I think this is kind of a bit much, especially with the flesh ribbons. Plus, it's kind of annoying to evolve. Then again, so are most evolutions, but I feel like this is the most so far, unless we get a new evolution in the future. I don't know. I mean, if I ever get one on my team, I guarantee I'd be quite secure. But I don't know. Now moving on to number 5. Now coming in at number 5, we have Incineroar. Like I said, I don't hate these. I don't. Incineroar fans, hear me out. Now, thank God it's not firefighting, because I feel like we've had that way too much. And I freaking called it as soon as I saw Litten that it would be Fire Dark type, because of its less orange and tannish design, bright, warm colors. No, this dude looked like he was ready to kill you from baby form to this one. But can I tell you how many times it is annoying to see through Wonder Trade of a Litten, a Incineroar, or its middle form Torracat being called John Cena. You know how awkward that would be if it was a female? What the hell would you call it then? I'm sorry, but I can't not see a female Incineroar. As much as I am not part of the whole, anti-sexist thing, you can't be what you want, and I'm not. You can be anything you want to be. You go for it. I don't care. But it's pretty dang hard to see a female Incineroar with that type of body shape. Where it's got like the very skinny limbs, but the baseball mitten hands. And then it's got a muscle-ass body, but it's got a short head, and it's got stubby, but not so stubby legs. I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand why most Gen 7 fans love this thing. You basically got Robin Hood Owl over here, and then you got badass Siren Primarina, which everyone judged Poplio, but I didn't. I stayed on its damn team, and I went for it, I go for it, and I succeed. Now, when you get to Ultra Sun and Moon, also, Litten does decently. Torracat and Incineroar, not that much. You kind of use a fire type less and less throughout your journey. Moving on to number 4. Coming in at number 4, we have Garchomp. Now, as you may have known from top 10 Pokemon I don't like, this Pokemon was on that list. Yes, Casey, I'm talking to you. You may like this thing, I'm not that big a fan. Now, granted, I see how useful it is. I'll swallow my pride and say it. I see how useful it is, Gen 4 people, you know what I'm talking about, when you get to the champion and you think you're top shit. And then this level 70 kaiju fucking comes out and you're just trying to kill it, but it knows a wide variety of moves. It's so freaking stupid. This damn thing looks like a pterodactyl, hammerhead shark, and freaking Starscream the Decepticon had a mutant fucking baby and this thing came out. Like, my god, it's ground and dragon, it's a 4 times weak to ice, it's scared of a freaking snowflake, as I mentioned in King Shark vs. Garchomp the rap battle, go check that out. And it knows poison moves, flying moves, dragon moves, ground moves, rock moves, fire moves, it's just everywhere, man. It knows a lot of shit. And I will admit Gibble is kind of adorable. But can you imagine? And Ash has caught Gibble. Can you imagine Ash in a Garchomp? Oh shit. Now, I see its usefulness. But this thing is just so damn ugly. And its Mega is not helping there. Goddamn. It looks like Captain Hook and a kaiju had a baby. And boom, there it was. And it's much slower, you know. Garchomp's coolest feat next to its attack. You know, that thing? No, it got slower. You know the point of a Mega Evolution is to make the Pokemon better? Moving on to number 3. Coming at number 3, we have Pelipper. This ugly pelican bird who evolved from Wingull, who sucks so bad in so many early games of Pokemon, I cannot even begin to tell you. Oh man, this toilet-mouthed stupid bird. Why do people like it? I mean, it's got a 4 times weak to electric types. That's bad. Being flying and water type. I mean, true, yes, it can bust out a lot of good water moves and is kind of a dick later on in late Pokemon games when you battle some trainer who you almost beat, and boom, there's a Pelipper just trolling you, and you're just like, just die already. You guys know what I mean. I mean, come on. Granted, I guess if you had very less options of having a good water type, this thing's not the worst thing in the world, but it's definitely not one of the best in my opinion. Again, my opinion. Moving on to number 2. Coming in at number 2, we have Gastrodon, both forms. Tried to find a picture of it. Here it is. Now, granted, this is another one of those Pokemon I've never used, but I see it a lot in game, in real life, in TGC, in the anime. Just like a lot of people love this Pokemon. And, you know, it's a very useful typing, ground and water. I don't know, but it's a sea slug. A weird looking sea slug. Like a cute weird, but a weird. That's really all I have for Gastrodon. So moving on to number 1. Coming in at number 1, we have Pikachu. Japan loves it. America loves it. Kids love it because it's on everything. It's not that good. If Ash would just evolve this stinking rat. Now, granted, the franchise would be kind of awkward to have a Raichu or a Alolan Raichu represent the world of Pokemon, but I really don't care. Like, I know they didn't evolve it because of some emotional connection or some bullshit. I don't freaking know. It's not that great a Pokemon. Also, Pikachu, I'm kind of pissed at you for losing against a level 5 Snivy. I will talk about that in another video, but that was complete shit. I don't care if your electric powers were lost. You beat, or close to beat, or tied with, however you want to phrase it, a legendary, or with other people, rare Pokemon. Not like a season ago, or a couple episodes ago. And you lose to a Snivy that's level 5. But you know, everybody loves it, and it can beat anything, because fucking Pikachu. That's really all I gotta say for it. Because if I say more, I'm just gonna rant. So, yeah. Gotta catch 'em all.